What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Scale News Update. If you're not familiar with the show, that's where we talk about the news topics that happened in the scale world of RC over the past week. If you enjoy the Scale News Update, hit the like button and let's jump into this week's topics. First, we'll jump into the Wayback Machine and talk about some HPI bodies. We've talked recently about HPI re-releasing several of their old bodies, and they just added 4 more to the list. Notably, out of these 4 are the Hummer H2 and the Cadillac Escalade, bringing us back to the early 2000s. I'm actually pretty excited. The Escalade body, I think I'm gonna have to pick some of those up because that's just was always one of my favorites. If you had an affinity for either of those bodies in the past, here's your chance. As well as they are releasing the Ford Focus rally car, the Yaris of its day, as well as the 2001 WRC Impreza rally body. So 4 more new old bodies to come back out onto the market. Kind of cool to see more of these options becoming available again. And speaking of bodies, JConcepts released a new version of the 2020 Raptor with a pre-painted Bigfoot 19 livery on it. The retro theme obviously looks great. That 2020 Raptor body for the monster trucks, also pretty fitting. So if you're looking for an easy way to transform an SMT or possibly an LMT, here's another option worth checking out. Months back, we talked about these universal interior sets that Mon-Tec was releasing. And again, this Mon-Tec is a foreign company. We don't see a lot of distribution from them in the United States, except as of the last 6 months or so, A-Main has picked them up. And in this case, A-Main has brought in those universal interior sets that we saw being released way back. There's 3 different versions. One is like a bomber interior style, 2 drivers molded into a small cockpit area. Second version is a single driver with just a large kind of interior space around it. And the third is kind of a mix of it. 2 occupants in the front, then kind of transitions to like a pinched style rear cargo area. Kind of like if you took an axial deadbolt body and just had the interior portion of it. So these are great if you're looking for a custom build, want to throw something in, keep it lightweight. Options that really not a lot of things like this available right now, especially with the drivers molded in. So worth checking out. They do come with decals for the dash as well as molded driver heads. I'll link to all 3 of the styles in the description below, as well as links to the rest of today's stories. It looks like that little Orlandoo 132nd military truck is available in the United States finally. Price is higher here in the US than it was overseas, as kind of to be expected. About 130 bucks if you're looking for just something that is going to test your patience and abilities. Working on these 1/32 scale cars is just it is a test. If you do it, let me know. Have your patience on, put some relaxing music, get a good, very small screwdriver and dive in. I will say, as far as the style goes, this 1/32 military truck with the actual leaf springs, the good looking axles, probably one of the better looking ones that I've seen. Definitely cooler than the truck or the Jeep-ish thing that they have. So if you're looking for an oddly challenging build for 130 bucks, not a bad option. Powerhobby's recently released their 59 MG Servo. This is listed as being used for the axial SCX24 or the SCX103s, Capra for the Dig servo or 2-speed servo, depending on the application you're trying to use it in. Finding good, reliable servos in that size can be challenging. So maybe this is going to be a winner for that application. RC4WD Drive recently released a bull bar setup for the 4Runner and XTRACAB bodies. Now this has got just kind of that perfect retro styling. RC4WD Drive does a great job with these style of bumpers, fitting to the body, you know, kind of capturing the style of the era. Great job on the recreation of this, seeing how it goes in. It's a post style option, so it goes right into the front bumper supports. Not sure if maybe this would fit on multiple chassis if you had another instance where you wanted to use this, that you really wanted to kind of capture this same or similar look, or possibly you're using one of those bodies on another chassis. Either way, the price on this also really good. Probably not going to be like the most durable bumper in the rocks, but this one is kind of going for a style, it appears, more than just all-out performance and durability. And speaking of RC4WD Drive, they also released some SCX103 Gladiator specific rock sliders. These are in their tough armor line, made of steel, made specifically to fit that JT body, which is you know, a little bit different proportion than the standard SCX 10.3 with the Jeep JL body. Finding aftermarket steel body specific option parts can be a little bit difficult. Nice to see another option. Weeks back, we saw the original prototypes of the Proline Supra body, and now it has become available. It's hit the Proline website. You can order these now. This is one of those bodies that it's amazing it took Proline this long to release it, but they did a really good job. Really good looking body. Interested to see what everybody does with them. I can only imagine how many orange Fast and the Furious replicas we'll see. But don't let that distract you from the fact that Hector is going to be running 3 Honda Civics with spoon engines and Motec system exhausts. And while you're over at the Proline's website, you can also check out their new shirt and hat designs with kind of a good looking logo on there. And if you decide to pick some of that up over at Proline, you can use the code Harley10 to save 10%. And it lets them know that I sent you. But speaking of no prep bodies, looks like Drive RC is teasing the fact that they're going to be releasing a Terminator Mustang. I don't remember the specific year range that the Terminator Mustang was around. I could Google it, but those who really care already know. And if that's you, watch Drive RC's Facebook page for more updates. I'll link to the Facebook page in the description below. That does appear to be the best place to find information from Drive RC. We did see another carbon fiber drag chassis option pop up for the Traxxas slash Rustler. This is a carbon fiber option that does allow you to go from mid motor to rear motor using the stock Traxxas gearbox. So a little bit of tunability there. The battle between what's better, mid motor, rear motor, keeps going depending on the surfaces, and everyone's got their preference and their, their secrets to setup. Cool option to see the adjustability, and this is a super narrow chassis, so a little bit different deal overall. I'll link to where you can buy it in the description below. Go check out all the details. That's all the drag news, and with saying that, we still haven't seen the official release information from Traxxas on the Drag Slash. We're coming to the end of May. They had said that mid-May, I believe, that these were supposed to be available. I believe we could all agree that we're at the later part of May at this point. So still holding out. I'm guessing that it's got to be coming soon. If next week we're not talking about details on the Drag Slash, I'll be very surprised. Keep holding our breath though. Then CEN, just nail on the head here. They came out with the spiked lug nut options for that brodozer that they've got. The CEN dually truck. You can buy this kit of either black or chrome spiked lug nuts to throw onto that rig. Just, it's the obvious option. It's what had to be made for that truck, obviously. If you bought that truck and you're not immediately planning on buying the spiked lug nuts, who are you? What are you trying to hide? You can't like that style and not think that spiked lug nuts are kind of cool. The kit comes with 40 lug nuts. Do the math, that gives you enough for 10 lugs per corner. That does it for this week's news topics. For this week's question, however, I want to know, what type of terrain are you normally crawling on? Not everybody's got just endless rock around. Where do you go with your rigs? Mainly scale rigs. Like, how do you go enjoy them? Do you have trails? Do you have a specific kind of area you just get to kind of play around on? Do you have to travel? Do you not have the ability to it and you really are just building them at this point? How do you get to go enjoy your rigs? Put it in the comments below. As always, appreciate you guys dropping comments every week. I always enjoy reading them. Live streams this coming week. Everything should be back to normal. Wednesday takeover with Matt from the Scale Builders Guild and myself. Friday Night Live, we should have a new kit to build in-house. Sunday live stream, I do that one at 10 a.m. Pacific time. A little bit easier to catch if you're in different parts of the world, and my normal 6 p.m. ones just hit at an inopportune time. So hopefully you guys can join in on one of those. I always appreciate everybody's engagement during those. But with that, that's gonna do it for this week's Scale News Update. Appreciate you guys watching every Tuesday. Hit the like button if you enjoy these. Subscribe if you're not already. Hit the notification bell so you see the videos as soon as they get uploaded. Once again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.